Yes, dear viewers, it was just a very short break, and we are back resuming this episode of Good Morning KSA. Now, we are going to be moving on towards our today's topic, which is actually the electronic Mohiba portal. And with us, we have Dr. Adil Al-Qaid, who is the advisor and general supervisor on the electric Mohiba portal. So, assalamu alaikum, doctor, and good morning to you.
Alaikum assalam. I'd like to thank Channel 2 for inviting Mohiba to present Mohiba portal to your viewers.
Indeed, you are definitely very, very welcome on our show. So, sir, tell us briefly as to what is the electronic Mohiba portal?
Mohiba portal is a strategic project in Mohiba. Mohiba has starting thinking about establishing a virtual environment for the gifted and talented individuals in the kingdom, where they can meet and get together across the kingdom in this electrical environment. Therefore, when we started the project, we thought we should really develop the best portal, not only in the kingdom, but in the Arab world. So then we invest heavily in terms of finding the right people and resources to really develop the portal. When we started, we done current analysis of the portals and websites, whether in the kingdom or in the Arab world, to see, do we really have like a website or a portal that can really serve the needs of our users? Because we don't have only one target user in the portal. We don't only just have students. We have parents, we have teachers, we have inventors, and we have specialists. These are really in need of a portal where they find the knowledge and the skills that can really benefit them and develop them. Other than that, we have even studied the best practice. We studied more than 500 international websites and portals across the world to see what they have and we can really benefit. Maybe what to make Mohiba portal unique, that it's like have three main tracks: the giftedness, creativity and innovation, whereas most of the portals outside, what are they focus on one area and one dimension. This is put a challenge in Mohiba, how to really put all these three together in one systematic way.
Excellent.
So now, mainly, Dr. Adil, what are the aims and objectives of this particular portal?
First, creating the awareness is very important. As you know, the gifted education, particularly in the Arab world, in Saudi Arabia, and maybe the parents sometimes, schools, maybe kids themselves, they do not know exactly what do we mean by gifted, for example, gifted student and gifted talent. And if sometimes we know, we don't know how to develop these talent and giftedness. Therefore, it's our duty, Mohiba, to create the awareness among the all society. First, to appreciate the gifted education and gifted kids, and second, to how to work together as societal institutes, really to help develop these kind of people, because this is the future leader of the kingdom in different fields, in science, math, ICT, and etc. Therefore, this is the main objective of having the portal and establishing the portal.
And doctor, we would like to ask you, as to you have mentioned the gifted like a couple of times now from the beginning of our talk. So what is it that you are recruiting the members of our young society, as of course there must be students that you are looking for, and what are the creative necessities that a student needs to have in order to be called your gifted student?
Okay, this issue, this question has been raised maybe more than 100 years ago, when the field of gifted education has started. So who is gifted? How would we really choose the gifted to enter the gifted programs? So I don't want to answer the question. Let's transfer the answer to you. Definitely you have like colleagues or friends, you believe, or yourself, you believe that he's highly gifted. How would you describe her in terms of characteristics? Like, would you say like she is like fast learner, Would you say like, I don't know you to answer, it's not me, I don't, is his role or not? Is she like, for example, imaginative, she asks many questions, for example? Is she have self-confidence, high self-confidence about herself? Is she, for example, imaginative? She, for example, generate more ideas and creative ideas? Is she committed? And is she really persistent? She does not give up easily. She wanted really to commit to the task that she has. She see the problem from different angles. That's surprising. Or if she is a little, she might use vocabularies that really older than her. All these are a sign and indicators of these characteristics of the gifted student. But it's not all gift. One child can have all these. He can have most of them, and in different levels, and different, even in different levels. Meaning that he's most likely to have this one, and he's less likely to have the other one. And after the nomination, across these characteristics, then we have a test called general ability test, in which we test the student, and based on the result and the score of the test, we select the student to our program. Nowadays, most of the countries, they are using now like IQ test after the nomination form. Nomination come first by teachers, by parents, according to the characteristics. Then the test and the score of the test, they will judge exactly he's gifted or not. But you didn't tell me any exact about that. Do you have other characteristics that you think it's really relevant to the gifted kids?
It's quite confusing, especially when we go through human history. Like, for instance, Albert Einstein, who a lot of people said had attention deficit hyperactivity disorder because he could not focus on one particular thing for a prolonged period of time, led to so many of the creative things around him. So I believe that giftedness is probably something as to only how we see it, because perhaps I may see giftedness in person A and you might not, because I would think that this person is creative with, let's say, his imagination, which perhaps may not account anything to you, because you would be looking perhaps more towards what scientific qualities would this person have? Would he have interest in maybe doing some high-level scientific researches, and maybe this person is not going to be considered creative in your good book because he is just working towards imagination or so. So I think that giftedness is something which is very subjective, and it varies from how person to person would see it.
What you have said is relevant to the current now theory of giftedness, where you have multiple intelligence. So they don't have like one style of giftedness or creativity. So we have something in math, and science, even in the physical, leadership.
Now, how important it is, Dr. Adil, to, let's say, learn about, especially for parents, to learn about their child's giftedness, let's say, because a lot of times what we see is that if some child's extra abilities or special abilities go unnoticed, they might be wasted. Do you see it as true?
You know, I think the parents, it's very, very important to play in the role of educating their kids. Now, the recent study, they said, even in a state, said 70% of the student achievement or student performance has to do with the parents in the house. It's not even with the school. So 25% to the school and 70% to the family. If we believe that this is the contribution that the family should be, therefore the investment now should really target to the parents themselves, not to just being, because some parents are more passive. They want to blame. You know, we want the parents themselves to be very active and dynamic. We want the family, the house, to be a source of knowledge and information, where they can really skill the students and the kids learn the skills and knowledge within the house. And I can see, believe it, through Mawhiba and interacting with some families, there is really very excellent families. They are so passionate about their kids, how they raise them in terms of discipline, providing the family with the resources, engaging with the kids in, for example, in games and thinking, in edutainment like exercise. So they make the house more enrichment house. And this is what we are looking for, to make the family itself a learning environment. And this is, I would say, they emphasize the role of the family should be really very, very important. And maybe through the media, I think whether through Channel 2 or other channels, to really to I would say, to organize and to provide programs for the family and to make, because it is that what the family needs. We need some, objective programs that we give them the tools, because sometimes we have lack of tools. We don't know. So I have desire to really to raise my kids, but sometimes I don't have the tools that will help me. So if you have good programs that show, for example, role model families. If you, for example, he bring families that really they raise their kids according to I would say, the theory of giftedness, and allow them here to come to present what they have done to their kids. And we even can nominate family to come to host, to be in your program, to show how this family has really played a very critical role in their kids' life.
Indeed, sir. Alhamdulillah, our media, I would specifically talk about our channel. We have dedicated a program specifically only to the youth for their upbringing, as to what are the achievements that the young Saudis are achieving in their universities, in their colleges, as their personal hobbies. As there is so much of talent in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we are trying our level best to recruit the talents on our show and actually promote it through the means of media. Alhamdulillah, that is being worked upon. But I would also like to ask you as to how important do you think is the role of such portals, and what is the influence of these portals on the gifted children, let's say, or even those kids who are not known to be that gifted. However, everybody has their own talent. Whether you can classify them as a gifted person or not, they all have their talents. So how do you think this will be able to polish their talents for making them a little stronger as individuals?
I think, by the way, there is a recent study that said the youth will spend more than 2 hours and 12 minutes in the internet. Maybe more than they're watching TV. So therefore, the internet is very important now and vital. Definitely. For the youth as well as for the kids. And Mawhiba portal, when we design it, we just not design it in our office. We engage and involve the kids themselves, the parents, the teachers, the specialists. We come to a focus group or brainstorming sessions or interviewed, and to see exactly what they want to be in the portal. The portal is not just built by Mawhiba. It should be built even and generating the content by the user themselves. So we have many sessions. We gather the ideas and the component that we should really be in the portal. Therefore, we have in the portal, we have something that like science or scientific, that we make sure what we have provided in the portal in terms of scientific content is really valid and credible in terms of the information that we provided. Plus, in terms of dynamic content, which is very important now, we would like the user to be involved and engage heavily with the portal. So the content now generated by them, it's not by Mawhiba. So we have multimedia, we have the Mawhiba Tube, we have like the event, we have games, which are very important games, not just for wasting time. Games to build sometimes their thinking skills in the games. We have also building skills. Skills very important, whether it's like life skills, soft skills, thinking skill, creative problem solving skill, critical thinking skills. All these are available in the portal, so the kids can come and practice these skills inside the portal. Plus, we have the multimedia. We have the forums where they can come and share their experience and their knowledge. We have now CVs or portfolio where the kids or the youth come and post their information, their success, what they have achieved in their life. So if I come to that and see my peers really achieving, getting this prize and achieving this one, it's motivated for me to accomplish more and to engage with them. So this environment that we put them all together, this is very important. You see some kids are from like Tabuk or from Arar or from Jazan or from Najran or from Riyadh, all cities in Kingdom coming in this environment, sometimes out of Saudi Arabia. And now since we have Saudis outside studying abroad now, we have users coming to the portal from America, Europe, Asia, different parts of the world. To see the values that this environment will be with you along in your life. So it's not just a short period of time. And this is one of the things that really a portal want to help and want to really to accomplish and to achieve from establishing such a portal. And also the portal in terms of providing services. So all our Mawhiba services, whether our initiatives, projects, like, for example, school partnership, summer programs, enrichment program, Olympiad, math or science, it's hosted in the portal. So the kids can come and engage in these projects and activities through the portal. So it's like a city. It's like a town where we come and you just go anywhere. It's like we call it a portal. Maybe sometimes we call it a gate, not a gate, but inside the gate, it's like a lot of things that the kids or the parents or the teacher can really go anywhere and benefit from the knowledge and the resources that they are available inside the portal.
Indeed, and we do hope for this particular project to work, inshallah, very, very well. We recently saw through the KSA2's lens the beautiful facility of King Abdullah University of Science and Technology. We would love to see these young students eventually moving on there as their second level, inshallah, for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to be promoting more and more of youth talents as such, in order to have better scientific research and the culture of research and development to really herald in Saudi Arabia. But of course, it all lies in the hands of the youth. And with this, we would like to thank you very much for this wonderful initiative, and as well as Dr. Adil Al-Qaid, we would love to have you again in the program, and with the great idea that you just proposed about bringing in a family as well who has been really promoting and nurturing the talent of the youth.
I would like to thank you, and I'd like to invite your viewers right now to visit Mawhiba portal, www.mawhiba.org. So it's very rich, and we'd like to be a family with all you viewers through the portal.
Inshallah.
Okay, thanks.
And thank you very much, Dr. Adil, for joining us. It definitely was our pleasure. And it is always an intriguing fact to find out what are the happenings in the Saudi society at the moment. And this is definitely going to be polishing our youth in the best of the ways. However, dear viewers, this is about time for us to move towards our today's report. So we are going to be going on this report, watching the report, and we will be back shortly. So do not go anywhere and stay with Good Morning KSA.
First of all, Your Excellency, if you can tell us about the importance of launching such a portal for giftedness in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Well, this portal has three main components. Has the content, which is scientific, trustworthy content for different age groups and different categories, teachers, students, parents, specialists, inventors, and it covers the ages from maybe 8 until 40 or 50. This is one element. The other element is it has too many services, either for consultation or motivation or giving feedback or linking different parties together. And the third element, it has a platform to exchange ideas and issues, and also to link different parties together.
So what are the cooperation sectors between Mawhiba and the ministry to scout out or find and detect gifted students in our schools?
Well, the partnership is very important. This year they partnered in a number of activities. The first activity was to identify, it's a national project, to identify potential students who can be gifted, and with qiyas as well. And 27,000 students participated in that test based on new measures. And also this year, Mawhiba and the ministry, they work together in the first national creativity Olympic, and also in the international participation in the US in the science fair organized by the Intel company. And the partnership is essential for the success of the mission of giftedness and creativity in the kingdom.